Thank you, Doctor. We probably could have come up with a top 10 list on why we invited David Letterman tonight, but all 10 of them would come out the same reason. He's a funny guy. Would you welcome David Letterman?
You got this audience, you got a band, you got the cameras. Let's do a TV show. Come on!
That's right. It's party time.
Let's get some footage of a guy taking a leak. Then we'll do a TV show. Then let's blow up an outhouse.
That's That's the kind of show. You got to fill so much time, you know.
Nice to see you. Thank you very much.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
You look terrific. You've lost some weight, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Because when I first started doing this show, years and years ago, Johnny, it was like Johnny and the McMahon brothers. But now, it's like you're a regular guy.
Yeah, that's
It kind of weaves in and out.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be back.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you back.
Been quite a while.
It has. How long's it been?
August '89, Johnny.
Did you put...
August '89, 1 year, 4 months. 1 year, 4 months, 16 months. August of '89, thank you.
Right.
Let me explain it to you this way, John. My mailbox is not exactly jammed with invitations. At any rate, it's a pleasure to be back here.
You don't go out anyway, do you?
I go out, sure I go out. What are you trying to say?
Where do you go?
I go out plenty.
Where do you go? Bowling? What?
No, I'm here, aren't I? This is
yeah.
yeah.
But you're probably out here to do something anyway.
No, I'm out here on vacation, and as you know, whenever I travel to California,
yes,
I fly exclusively on TWA's Screamin' Baby Express.
Screaming Baby Express, huh?
And thank you very much. Hey, yeah. Right here, let's take it. 1, go, 2, 3. Screw it. What do you know? So anyway, we're getting we're getting on a plane yesterday. You know, I know people, they make jokes about airplanes, but silly stuff happens. And TWA, the food on TWA, this is no joke. It stinks. It's the worst food of any airline. It's the worst food of any bus line.
Yeah.
So I get on the airplane, and the flight attendant says to me, when we're in flight, what would you like to have for dinner? And it's all she can do to keep a straight face.
Yeah.
And I said, I tell you what, if we happen to hit a bird taking off, I'll have that. Get that in there. There's a heading on the menu. It says, snacks Lindbergh might have enjoyed. Well, sure. So anyway, we take off and we're flying out here, and there's a woman next to me, a very nice woman, middle-aged woman. I'm middle-aged, I can say that. And but one of these women, one of these people who makes themselves a little too comfortable on the plane, we're on there about 5 minutes. She takes her shoes off, and I think it's good that they ban smoking, but I think they should ban that as well. Yeah. So a few minutes later, she says, "Excuse me, I'm having a problem with my headphones. Could you help me?" And I said, "Well, sure." And the problem was she hadn't plugged them in. She was under the false impression it was like a walkie-talkie, yeah. I guess. So, and then she goes back about her business, and then a couple of minutes later, she says, "Are you going to use your blanket?" And I said, "You mean that big, fluffy, jumbo airline blanket?" I said, "No, I think I'll just snuggle up with my napkin here. You can have my blanket." So we get that taken care of, and about 10 minutes later, she looks at me and she said, "Excuse me, do you have a watch?" And I said, "No, I don't have a watch." And that was the truth. I didn't have a watch. Christmas is around the corner, sure. Johnny. I don't have a watch. So then she gets this odd glint in her eye, and she says to me, "Do you know what time it is?" And I said to her, I really got her. I said, "Hey, lady, I ain't exactly Kreskin." Boom, like that. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
In a red wagon, didn't you? Yeah.
So then apparently it was time for her to make phone calls. They have the airphone. You fly, they have the airphone. It's a pretty nice deal. So she comes back, and she's now on the floor in the aisle making calls. Anytime you're on a plane and somebody is using the airphone, it goes like this. "Hello? Guess where I'm calling? The airplane!" And then she starts now to squeal with delight, and she's giggling and she's cackling. She said, No, you're in the apartment. I'm on the airplane." This goes on indefinitely. And she's out of control. And finally, I leaned over and I said, you know, we've been to the moon.
She's calling from the airplane.
She's calling from the airplane. Like the biggest deal ever. So now she says, this was the purpose of the big call. Now, this is a perfectly nice enough woman. She says, I've stopped taking the medication. And man, that gets your attention because you don't know, is her behavior going to change? Just boom! You just pray to God she went through the metal detector. You don't know. And then she kind of softens everything up. She says, yeah, I'm just going to use the lotion. Yeah. What would that be exactly?
You have bizarre trips.
I think everybody. I think it happens to everybody. It used to be, you know, not so many people were flying. There weren't so many airplanes, and there were fewer cities and states, too, I guess, back in the 1800s. Yeah, but it's crazy. It's goofy.
Yeah, I guess we have to leave you for a brief moment.
All right, I'm going to have a beverage.
Yes, have a beverage of your choice, and then we'll be back here, folks. Why not? It's all free. Yeah. You have long breaks like that in your show?
Yeah. Although I think ours seem longer. Actually, our show seems longer than this one. Same length. Some nights.
What do you do when you come out here now? I know you used to have a house here part time. You go to ball
I try
games?
To have fun. Yeah, I went to, you know, it's funny. You mentioned a ball game Tuesday night. I went to see the Lakers play. They played the Detroit Pistons.
At the Forum.
Killed them, murdered them, all over. And I say that to get some cheap applause.
Of course.
And I was there with some buddies of mine, and at halftime. You go up to the concession stand to get something to eat, and I don't know, they're selling, we ended up with trail mix. I don't know what it was. Very odd stuff there. Yeah. So I'm coming back to my seat, and people are shuffling by, and there's a crowd, you know. It's just folks milling around the way folks do. And suddenly I brush up against somebody, and I look up, and I recognize this man's face. It's Brandon Tartikoff. Now, Brandon Tartikoff, tell him who he is.
He's the head of NBC programming.
Head of NBC programming, and he's...
Well, I think it's changed now, but he's still...
but he could squeeze us all like bugs if he wanted. He's young, personable, charismatic, and a programming genius.
That's right.
Kennedy-esque, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah. So...
And you being...
So, and
nice
my
guy.
goal in life for a man in this position is kiss up to him as much as I can, you know? The same way he kisses up to the light bulb boys, you know, the GE guys.
It's a pecking order.
Exactly. So this alarm goes off in my head. It's, oh, geez, it's Brandon.
Yeah.
So when they first put the Cosby Show on the air, people said, this man, that's a brilliant move, put Bill Cosby on TV. Right. You know, at the time, though, Cosby was on television every 2 minutes with those pudding pop commercials. Right. So it wasn't that big a risk, you know. So anyway, it's Brandon Tartikoff there, and I see him, I rush right by him, and I said, hello, Brandon, just like that. And he is no farther away from me than you are to me. Right. He looks at me, and I swear to God, excuse me, I'm getting up, I swear to God, on all that is holy in this universe, this is what the man did when I said, hello, Brandon.
Oh.
And he keeps moving. I swear. Oh. So I'm thinking to myself, yes, sir, you can't ask for a bigger vote of confidence.
How long you been on the air? Almost
9 years.
9 years.
9 years. So now I'm clammy. I'm thinking, I'm not thinking right, and I think maybe he didn't hear me. So I turn around and I said, hey, it's Dave. He keeps walking. I said it again, only louder. Hey, Brandon, it's Dave. It's getting pathetic now. And this time, I swear to goodness again, he breaks into a little trot. Like I'm some crazed Matlock fan who's been stalking this guy, you know? It was a very proud night for me, Johnny. Dear Diary.
And he stiffed you, huh?
But I know the guy's got stuff on his mind. One time we were in an elevator in New York City, and
he'll say hello to Alf. I mean, he didn't even say...
I know. He leans over to me in the elevator and he says, is Bonanza still on? So I know he's got things. I know he's, thinking, And of course, the Finelli Boys. You watch the Finelli Boys?
I've
You watched the Finelli
I've
Boys.
seen a couple of episodes of the
Finelli Boys.
Boys.
Here's the deal on the Finelli Boys. Now, this is a show Brandon came up with. It's the Finelli Boys. It's like 6 Italian guys. They're in age from like 50 to 65, and
Right.
for many different reasons, they're all failures now in life. They can't support themselves, so they move back in with their 90-year-old mother,
Right.
who is mighty happy to have a house full of middle-aged losers. This now is every episode of the Finelli Boys. It goes something like this. Hey, Mom, we're out of salami. Now, Mom replies, hey, I got your salami. Hey, here's your salami. Hey, you want? Hey, I got it. That's the show. That's the whole damn show. So, he's thinking all the time, I got to come up with a new hunter. A former cop who likes to do things his way. He's got to come up with those ideas. So
You were pretty well traumatized by this, weren't you? Obviously, this does not sit well with you. Why don't you kick Bob Wright in the keister while you're here? Give him a shot, too.
Anyway, one final programming
You're sensitive,
note.
that's
One
all.
final programming note. Let me just vent
Sure,
this.
I want you to get it out.
I don't want this poison to eat me alive.
That's right.
The Finelli Boys.
I got just all on me right
the
here.
Finelli Boys, they've changed time periods.
Hey.
Yeah. So now, instead of not watching them in their original time period, be sure to not watch them in their new time period.
Oh, thank you. Well, that pretty well takes care
That's it. Unplug it.
of the
Let's go.
Finelli Boys. Yeah. That does a person good to get all that that bile out of your system, doesn't it? And dump on a few people occasionally. That's what this country was based on.
Man.
Let's go and dump on our boss.
So that was like the first thing I wanted to do that was going to be fun. The second thing, went and looked for a car. A friend of mine says he's going to buy a car. A guy, Jeff Altman, a comedian. You know,
I'm sure. Funny kid.
So he wants to go buy a car, and so I think, great, I'll go along. This will be a lot of fun.
This is the place to buy it.
Exactly, sure. I have no responsibility in this whatsoever. I'm just literally and figuratively along for the ride. Because he's going to talk to the guy. He's going to worry about the price. He's going to look at the car. He's going to drive it. I'm just there to drive or to watch him drive the car.
Yeah.
So he finds a 67 Corvette, green, beautiful car. We go out to the valley, drive out to this guy's house, and there's this guy. And one of these guys, he looks a little like, Buddy Ebsen's less successful brother. Nice enough guy, but... And, there's a car right there. And, Arizona car, I had it all the time. Original numbers, everything, paint, everything's beautiful. Now, he didn't talk that way.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to punch up the story.
Of course.
So I'm enjoying this. I'm goofing with the guy. So what do you use in those tires? Air? He says, yeah, that's right. I say, you ever think about nitrogen?
No, never thought about nitrogen.
So that kind of stuff. And I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. And he's saying car stuff like,
Yeah, corner's like a snake in a rat hole, that kind of thing.
so. And now it comes time for the test drive. I'm really looking forward to this because I don't care what happens. I'm not in this deal.
Yeah.
So, Altman jumps in, he's going to drive the car. I get in the passenger side. Now, the car is at the end of the driveway. Here's the car, here's the end of the driveway. There's a big iron gate that opens and closes inward. It's right over there. Altman gets in, I get in. The second we close the doors, this big, huge iron gate starts to move very slowly, but determinedly, deliberately, to this car, a 67 Corvette. I know there's going to be damage because there is more plastic on one of these Corvettes than there is on Cher. So I know there's going to be some kind of mayhem. So it's moving, and we don't know why. Altman now is very, very jumpy, and the guy is getting a little jumpy. I pretty much don't care. I'm not in the deal.
You're just
He can't start the car, and it's one of those situations where you think, at the time I was thinking to myself, man, this is a time when things really are in slow motion.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just that the gate was moving very slowly. So finally, it comes to the side of the car. It just hits it. This big, huge iron gate punctures the car. This $30,000 car is now worth like $8. It rocks the car and just boom, it's jammed right into the side of the car. So Altman gets out. He's nuts. I get out. I'm not so nuts. The guy comes walking over, and he's on my side of the car now. And Altman says, my God, what is happening? What happened? And the guy's pointing to the passenger seat. Altman says, what was it? What was it? And he says,
your buddy sat on the remote control.
True, true. I had sat on the remote control. Bango!
So are you enjoying your new Corvette now? We'll be back. Set on the remote control.
And I'll be on there again if I can.
Should be fun for you.
Yes, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Where are you going to be spending Christmas?
At home, but then I'm working in Chicago and Atlanta for New Year's. And all
I
those
wish you a
places.
happy holiday if I don't see you
Yeah.
before then. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you, Johnny, for letting me come on your show.
Oh, anytime. David, Brandon called. The sleepover and the barbecue has been canceled. Those are the breaks.
All right, well.
Are you going to be staying out here long? Or just...
I'm leaving tonight. I got to drop the audition tape off over at CBS, and then I'm going.
And I wish you a lot of luck over there. Okay. Next week we'll have about 7 days in it, but we have a lot of people we invite. What? Oh, Fred Rogan. My apologies to poor Fred Rogan, the sportscaster. We've bumped Fred 4 or 5 times on the show, and he's a nice man, but he'll be back with us soon. Or Fred won't be back. He's pretty. Bob Hope, Dolly Parton, Kirstie Alley, John Travolta, many people. Richard Benjamin.